Hi guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor and your leverage for change. Today I'm going to be speaking about a very sensitive subject, and that is grieving. Uh, a lot of people don't think, when we think of grieving, basically, we always think about death. Somebody, a loved one, dying, passing away, right? But we do not realize that any loss, any kind of loss, is going to require that we grieve, we go through the grieving process. What I find a lot of my clients or my potential clients or people in my YouTube community or my Facebook, wherever it is, wanting to do is really to just basically bypass that grieving process, which does not usually end well, right? Because you remain stuck and you remain paralyzed with fear. You remain basically enslaved to that fear of that pain that you might have to feel or kind of go through when you are going through the grieving process. Before I begin, guys, let me remind you that I do have a channel membership. If you can hit that, if you hit that button down below my video, it says join. It would give you the 5 levels of memberships that I have. And at the lowest level of $3.99 a month, you can just kind of support my channel if you find that the information and the content that I put here is valuable to you. This will really allow me to just really focus a lot on really just providing you with good content, and also be very grateful for your support. Also, at the highest level though, I do have a VIP membership that will allow you to work with me once per month for an hour. After you've gotten your membership videos that is specifically for your level, and live chats and stuff like that, and you're working on yourself, but you have to do it on your own. That's the only thing. If you're able to do that, then this is perfect for you. Then we just meet up once every month for an hour, and we discuss the personal challenges that you might be going through, as well as anything that is personal and private that you don't want to discuss in an open forum such as a chat. All right, so to go on with this, subject of why it is that we find it so difficult to move through the grieving process. And it's really because, as humans, we are wired to avoid pain. We are wired to avoid pain. Pleasure, yes, we go towards that quickly, but pain, we are wired to stay away and avoid pain. So this is one of the main things that really causes us to really want to, we try to go around it, or we try to block it, or we try to bury it, this grief, this pain that we're feeling, because we don't want to have to face it and deal with it and go through that pain, right? We don't want to go through that process of healing. And so, because the thing is, guys, that there is no other way to go through the process of healing than to actually almost like embrace the pain and the process of going through it to the other side. You can't go around it, you can't climb over it, you can't go under it. So you have to go through it. So I want to really speak to those individuals who, I've spoken to, I've seen in my on my YouTube comments and all that kind of stuff, just to say to you that it is something that is possible. And I remember, and I want to speak to you specifically also, and just to show you an example of why it is that I know that it is possible, and why it is that I know how really important it is to go through the pain, and how I personally have avoided pain in the past. So I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly what you're feeling. I know exactly what you're going through. And that's why I'm able to speak to my clients in this, especially with grieving, right? Because I've gone through it, especially grieving a relationship. So to give you a little, an outline of my experience was, I was going through my divorce, and I realized that I now had to go back to college because I did not do anything. I never wanted to go back to college, guys. I met a friend later on who said, Christine, now you have a PhD and you're the one who said when you left high school that you would never study again, do anything in school. And I actually forgot that, but she remembered and she says, I'm so proud of you. And I said, I did not expect to be here. Seriously, it was not something in my plan. But anyway, back to the fact that I was going through a divorce, right? And I knew I had to be able to support myself, away, and my children, right? They were still in at home. He was supporting the children, our children as well. So it's not anything against that. I just knew I had to be self-supporting, and so independent, and make my own thing, because soon the divorce will be finalized and I'll be on my own and I'll have to take care of myself. And I tell you, I threw myself headlong into, I was working full-time at the time. I threw myself headlong into my studies. I did an undergrad in 2 years and 8 months. I mean, it was just like 4 or 5 subjects every semester. That's just how I just focused on that. And after when I finished studying and on the days I wasn't going to classes, I was at the gym. So I filled my time doing everything and anything and everything. And when I wasn't with them, I was with my friends. So I was busy going through my undergrad. I did that. And then I went through and did my master's in a year. And then one day I started feeling when I was sleeping, like a palpitation in my hair, like my blood vessels were almost like a heartbeat, boom, 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 right? And I go, well, that's not normal, that's not normal. So I said, let me go to the doctor. I went to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, they put you in this, they're not ready for you, right? But they put you in this little room to wait another time, even though you waited outside, how that is. So I'm in there waiting thing, and I'm looking at all the little, those pictures I have of the body and looking and trying to keep myself watching TV and thing. And after a while, I kind of get tired of watching the same thing over and over on the TV. And so I was just left there, guys, with me, myself, and I, and my pain. And I'll tell you what happened. I broke down and cried. I won't even say cried. I was bawling. It just came out of nowhere. And so of course, the doctor decided that was a time for the doctor to make his appearance. I couldn't stop crying. And there he comes in with me bawling like an idiot, right? And he said to me, so Christine, what's happening? So I said, oh, nothing. I'm good. I'm just, whatever, I'm good. This is all looking like crap, right? And he goes, so I said, well, if you consider going through a divorce, something, I guess, and that's what it is. So he goes, well, you don't believe that going through divorces? I said, yeah, but I'm okay. He looks at me and he goes, you are not okay, right? And that is when it dawned on me that all this time, all this thing that I was doing was so busy, doing everything possible to push away the pain. And that's what, guys, you are doing right now. A lot of you are doing, pushing away the pain. You're pushing away the pain. And you can't push away the pain. You have to make it envelop you. You have to cry. You have to spend time dealing with it. You have to move through it. You can't go around it, above it, underneath it. You cannot do it. You have to go through it. And a lot of people are afraid to go through it because it really is a painful thing to have to go through, right? I have clients who just can't even start because they've buried the pain so deeply. They don't know how to begin to excavate that thing now and just to go through it. Because the thing about it is with this kind of a pain, right, is that it will sit there, and at some inopportune time, the thing just bubbles up to the surface, and there you are. Like I was at the doctor's office. It happened to me once in church as well. That and in church, I just kind of just ran out of the church. In the middle of the service, I just walked out, which is so weird. I just couldn't stay there because I was just bawling. It was ridiculous. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't heal from the pain. And you cannot heal from it until you face it, you walk through it, and you go to the other side, guys. It's going to take time. It's going to be painful. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is worth it, because what happens that if you don't take care of this pain or this grieving of a loss of a relationship or anything, and it doesn't have to be, it could be the loss of a, more, of course, intimate relationships are more painful than perhaps maybe, a coworker or, stuff like that. That's not, that close. But you still have to go through that grieving process. You still have to go through it, guys. You have to go through it. And you need someone to help you go through it. Sometimes when you go through it, you need support, right? And so you have to, whether it be a friend, somebody, a close friend, you have to have somebody there with you. These are the times that we need people to be with us, to really just kind of support us going through that process, right? And so I want to say to you guys that don't, yes, because what happens to a lot of people will also try to numb it by jumping into another relationship right away, to kind of numb it, because some idiot person will tell them that the only way you can get over somebody else is to jump into another relationship with somebody else. That is, especially when it comes from a man, guys, and you're a woman, or a woman too, that they just want to be in a relationship with you because they know that you're very vulnerable at that time, and that they can do whatever it is that they please, and you're not thinking straight. So be careful of jumping into relationships when you're going through a pain of a loss of a relationship, guys. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. It's not the right reason or the right time for you to go into a relationship. So I want to really speak to my community out there, whether it be in any aspect of social media. When you have a loss, you're going to have to grieve it. You cannot just bury it and expect that it's going to go away. It is going to come back. And if it doesn't come back, you are now going to bring that pain and that grief, because you haven't gone over it, into, even if you waited say a year and say you go into another relationship but you haven't healed, you're going to take all of that with you into that relationship, and it's probably going to fail, because now you're going to be looking at all types of things about that person and give that person a hard time, right? When that person does not deserve it, okay? Because you're acting out of the experiences of your past relationship if you have not healed. So guys, I really want to encourage you. It's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy, but it is possible. I've done it, and it is the best way for you to move forward in a healthy way, so that when you're ready for another relationship, you'll go in there healed, a healed and whole person, ready for a healthy relationship. And you also need to work on yourself, guys, because there are issues that you may have that you have to work on. I've taken like 5 years and have been working on myself continuously. When I fail, I go back. I might go and date someone, and then I realize, no, I'm not healed. Back I go, right? But you have to work on yourself. You have to work on yourself. And if you need help doing that, that is what I do. Because not only do I have the academic knowledge, guys, I have the personal experience with all of that. So if anything, if you need to contact me, just email me. There is my information in the box, in the description below. Email is better for me, because I cannot always answer you when you text me, all right? So, or even call me. I might be on a session or something, all right? Or in the middle of a recording like I'm doing now. So guys, I look forward to working with you. Not only that, I look forward to you healing. You have to heal, all right? So this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. Until next time, take care of yourself.